Yeah, good morning, students. So, this is my second video on uh, chapter number one of economics, that is development. As you all know that I have sent one video few days back. I think that might be you all have seen that. So once again we are going through this chapter and we are just uh, trying to see the important things of this chapter. So being an introduction, as we have already talked about development means progress in all the aspects of life. So development means well-being and the quality of life for a community by creating new opportunity in the society. Development can be different for different categories of people, like as we have seen in our last video that as a broader sense we see mixed goals, mixed developmental goals, because different people have different kind of developmental goal. For example, so one example is also given here. So in that example, landless rural laborers more days of work and better wages they want. Local school is able to provide quality education for their children. There is no social discrimination and they too can become leaders in the village. So that is their developmental goal. For them, that is development. If we are talking about an urban rich boy to earn more, expand business or production, be popular, etc., an Adivasi protected area, no interference by government to find resources for daily life. So it will become, or it is the developmental goal for the Adivasi community. A girl from a rich urban family, what she wants, she gets as much freedom as her brother and is able to decide what she wants to do in life. She is able to pursue her studies abroad. So that is her developmental goal. So what we are seeing mixed developmental goal. Every individual has its own developmental goal. So the now next is destructive or conflicting goals. What does it mean? A girl expects as much freedom and opportunity as her brother, and that he also shares in the household work. Her brother may not like this. To get more electricity, industrialists may want more dam, but this may submerge the land and disrupt the lives of the people who are displaced, such as tribals. Reservation for some in colleges or job can be beneficial for them, but others may not support it. Different people have different developmental goal. So that is the entire concept. What may be development for one may not be the development for the other. So that is the key line here. I'm marking this line. It is very important. It is not mandatory that if one person has its own developmental goals, it will become beneficial for the other. So because of that, we are talking about the mixed developmental goal. So now we are talking about income and other goals. Common goals or non-material goals. Besides seeking more income, one way or the other, people also seek things like equal treatment, freedom, security, and respect of others. So what does it mean? It means that we are talking about the social aspect. What a person, what a citizen needs in a country. We are talking about that thing. We are not talking about the monetary aspect. We are not talking about the about GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. We are not talking about national income. We are not talking about per capita income. So these are the different aspects of social security we are talking about. What is that? Equal treatment, freedom, security, respect of other. All these are important goals. In fact, in some cases, these may be more important than more income or more consumption, because material goods are not all that you need to live. Material means Material goods means what? The thing which are having some monetary value. Apart from that, we need social security, we need equal treatment in our society. So these are the different other things which we need. Being a human, we need that. So next is money or material things that can that one can buy it is one factor on which our life depends, but the quality of our life also depends on non-materialistic thing or non-material things. So that is one important thing which is given here. Apart from monetary thing, we need different other things which are also important. Because of that, human development index, or you can say the different aspects or the parameters of human development index, are also used for the measurement of, or just to get an overall view of a development. If we are talking about any nation, we include human development index also, apart from monetary aspects. So that is the concept here. That is the concept. Example, if you get a job in a far off place, before accepting it, you would try to consider many factors apart from income, such as facility for our family, working atmosphere, or opportunity to learn. In another case, a job may give you less pay but may offer regular employment that enhance your sense of security. So it will become more convenient for that person. So that is the concept here. Another job, however, may offer high pay but no job security, or also leave no time for your family. This will reduce your sense of security and freedom. So this is an important line here. What we are expecting, social sense of security and freedom, because we all are human. Are you getting my point? It is true that if women are engaged in paid work, their dignity in the household and security increases. However, it is also the case that if there is respect for women, there would be more sharing of housework and a great acceptance of women working outside. A safe and secure environment may allow more women to take up a variety of job or run a business. So social security they need, safe and secure environment women need. So that is the concept. Hence, the developmental goal that people have are not only about better income but also about the important things in life. Apart from monetary, there are different other things which we are including for the measurement of, or to consider development of a nation. Social aspects we are including, all the parameters of human development index that we are also including. So that is the concept. World Bank method to classify countries. We compare the average income. What we have talked about per capita income. What is per capita income? Total income of the country divided by the total population of the country. That is the formula of per capita income. So what it gives? It gives an average income of an individual. If we are talking about a state, it gives an average income of an individual who is residing or living in a state. If we are talking about a nation, it gives the an average income of an individual who is residing or living in that country or nation, we can say. So by this, what we are trying to find out, we are trying to find out an individual, how much an individual is earning. But there is one big question here: why we are taking an average here? Because the earning of all of different individuals are not equal. Somebody is earning much more than 1 lakh rupees, somebody is earning 5,000 rupees per month. So for that, we are taking an average income here. So it will give you what? Per capita income. So come to the point. We compare the average income, which is the total income of the country divided by its total population. The average income is also called as per capita income. It is very important, and the actual definition of per capita income is this: these two lines. Okay, in World Development Report brought out by the World Bank, this criterion is used in classifying countries. Countries with per capita income of 12,736 US dollar per annum and above in 2013 are called rich countries, and those with per capita income of 1045 US dollar or less are called low income countries. India comes in the category of low medium income countries because its per capita income in 2013 was just 1570 US dollar per annum. The rich country, excluding countries of Middle East and certain other small countries, are generally called developed countries according to this report. Why we have included Middle East here? Because they all are having crude oil reservoirs. Because of that, automatically their per capita income raise. So that is the concept. The problem with this method ignores the development parameter health and education. While averages are useful for comparison, they also hide disparities. Even though two countries might have identical average income, companies with equitable distribution is preferred. Incomes and other criterias. Nations or the region or a regions, we may, besides average income, thinks of other equally important attributes. So what attributes we are going to talk about? We are going to talk about human development index, all the parameters of human development index. In India, Maharashtra has the highest per capita income and Bihar is at the bottom. Okay, so here, if we are talking about per capita income of Maharashtra is much more as compared to Bihar. So per capita means we are talking about the monetary aspect, but the other criterions or the other criterias which are included in human development index, that the first one is infant mortality rate. It is very important. All the definitions are given here, like infant mortality rate, literacy rate. These are very net attendance ratio. So these are very important. Infant mortality rate indicates the number of the children that die below the age of 1 year. That is known as infant mortality rate. That gives you the infant mortality rate. Literacy rate as a proportion of 100 live children born in that particular year. Literacy rate measures the proportion of literate population in the 7 and the above age group. Net attendance ratio is the total number of the children of age group 14 and 15 years attending school as a percentage of total number of the children in the same age group. So these all are the parameters of human development index. So now we are coming to the next thing, that is body mass index. So what is body mass index? Level of undernourished adult in an economy. Because of that we are using this criterion. So how we calculate this? Take the weight of a person in kg, then take the height in meter, divide the weight by the square of the height. If the figure is less than 18.5, then the person would be considered undernourished. However, if this BMI is more than 25, then a person is overweight. Do remember that this criterion is not applicable to growing children because their weight and height fluctuates on a regular interval. So human development index parameter for comparing countries development. So now we have arrived to the main important thing, that is human development index, because still from the beginning we are talking about human development index parameters. Human development report published by UNDP. It is very important because maybe it will come in your multiple choice question. Who publishes human development index report? UNDP. So why UNDP publishes this because through this it compares countries based on the education level of the people, their health status, and per capita income. It would be interesting to look at certain relevant data regarding India and its neighbors from Human Development Report 2015. Comparing India with neighbor countries, it can be said that Sri Lanka is doing well in terms of Human Development Index. So it is very important. You have to keep this in your mind that Sri Lanka's Human Development Index is good as compared to the other countries which are near to us. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal are the better in terms of health status, life expectancy at birth. Sri Lanka, Myanmar are the better in terms of education status, literacy at the age of 15 plus age population. So today we are just stopping this chapter here, and uh, I will give you few PDF that questions in the PDF format that you have to do in your fair copy. So that's all. Thank you.